Things seem to be going pretty well for us at the moment, so expect the wheels to come firmly off sometime soon. Hello and welcome to Gone on Holiday, the playthrough, where we are of course playing as Harchester United. Now, don't let that league table fool you. We do have a game in hand over both Manchester United and Liverpool, and today we kick off the episode with a home tie to Wolves, and we'll be playing West Ham in the second game of today's episode. Now, you may remember Nuno Santos giving a bit of stick to our players in the return fixture, and he is no longer in charge. It's Spalletti in charge now, so there's no love lost between the two teams, but in terms of between the two managers, it's lost a bit of spice. I was kind of looking forward to this one. So like I said, we are in fourth place, which is our target, but if you look down, way down, Everton, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, they're not going to catch us. Famous last words, but I'm willing to bet large amounts of money. So we're looking up. And first and foremost, Manchester United and Liverpool are in our sights. So let's get that second place secured, and then we can continue to put the pressure on Man City. We've still got to play them again this season, so fingers crossed we can make a bit of a run in these upcoming games. And that all starts today with today's team selection. Baptista's out, which is disappointing. Pegsy comes in, he's not match fit or he's not match sharp, so we might need to keep an eye on that one. Mackay and Moody keep their place in centre midfield. Sabatier stays in right back. Disappointing for Sullivan, he's not really done anything wrong, but those three have been playing out of their skin recently, so we stick with our usual front four. Casper Rose is around about 2 weeks from coming back to full fitness, which is kind of what we need going into the back end of the season. Jamie Parker did pick up an injury for 3 weeks, so we will have to call up I think it's our fourth choice goalkeeper. So I'll show you him on our next game. But in terms of the bench, it's pretty much as it always is, and not too many changes in the starting 11. So yeah, warning of Pegsy probably not being able to last. We do have a game on Wednesday. That West Ham game is on Wednesday, so we're probably going to be more so than usual just making sure those players who are going to be playing a large part of that West Ham game make it through today's game. Tempted to drop a few players, but we need the points with Liverpool and Manchester United both winning. We can't afford to drop any at the moment, not with our ambition. I mean, we do only have to come fourth, but fourth place with this team, with this squad, I'd like to think we could do a little bit better, and we're in a good position as it is now. A really good position. We've played well throughout the season. We've had a few hiccups, but we look like a different team from those first couple of games. If you remember the season where we were getting tanked a bit, I feared the worst for us. Fletcher coming forward, he, instead of squaring it nice and easy to Davenport, who by the way is on fire, he chips the goalkeeper for not the first time this season. He doesn't have the trait. Maybe he'll pick it up, I don't know. But that does put us 1-0 up at the Dragon's Lair. And we beat Wolves 2-0 in the first game. Is that going to be offside though? I've just spotted the assistant linesman staying still. I can't think of a time where VAR's worked in our favour, just off the top of my head. I'm sure it has. But it comes to our rescue there, and we stay 1 goal to the good. And Wolves keeping it quite nicely, actually, considering they're playing away from home as well. I'm not sure where they are in the table, actually. I didn't have a look, but they're playing well, and we need to contain Braithwaite if we're going to get anything out of this game. It is coming down the right-hand side, which is quite surprising. Sabatier said in the last episode he's been playing really well out there. Maybe not so well defensive, and I think that is where we usually I have quite attacking fullbacks, and with having Baptiste on the other side, he can get forward, but his defensive stats are ridiculous, and he always seems to he stops players getting past him, and we don't really have that anywhere else on the pitch. So I think if we could get one of the youth team players coming through and doing a similar job on the right hand side, again that frees up Sabatier to come and play in centre midfield for us, where he was probably going to start for us at the beginning of the season. And as good as Wolves have been looking, they still only had 2 shots on target. They did have that goal disallowed though, of course, and Fletcher steps up. The goalkeeper didn't even move. He is a special player, and that's kind of what we expected. I must admit, when I downloaded this database, the first player I'm looking at is what can Carl Fletcher do? And Naismith and Davenport, of course, but more so Mr. Harchester. He puts us 2-1 up, 40 minutes gone, and he's got the ball again, 30-40 yards out, gives it to Naismith, back to Fletcher, who powers it home, powered it in. 3-1, the linesman is running away, so that's a good sign. And we're back up to 2nd place, which, it looks good. The league table looks good at the moment. We've got dreams of catching Manchester City. We shall see. Carl Fletcher's currently on a 9.4. And the ball's breaking with none of our players on the edge of the box, which is quite strange. We do manage to win it back though. And Pegsy plays the ball up to Fletcher. Moody out to Naismith, who struggles to beat his man, and the Wolves are looking to break here. And at one point they looked like they could really muster up something there. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, and we win the ball back with Davenport, and he has been taken out. That'll be it for Dendoncker, I think. No VAR needed for that one. With a game on Wednesday, or Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be looking to slow this right down now, I think. Bring it into control possession. Nothing too silly, and that's literally someone at my door. Bear with. In all my videos, that is the first time I've ever been interrupted by the door going, believe it or not. Good timing though, because we are 4-1 up and just slipped into control possession, which means Naismith can come off and definitely Carl Fletcher. Let's put Tommy Valentine in there, give him a decent run out in a shadow striker. I would like to take Davenport off. He's probably one of the very few players that can play 3 games in a week. But I kind of want to look after him, if I'm totally honest. He is the key here, I think. Especially the form he's in at the moment. He's really turned it on the last 3-4 games. Sabatier into Mackay, out to Moody. Now we're starting to look much better this second half, and Davenport appears to have been pushed. Do we make a 3rd substitution if this goes in? We are given the penalty. There'll be no VAR upset today, and Davenport steps up and smashes it down the middle. I think that's 3 from 4 for him, but that's 26 goals this season, which is pretty impressive to say the least. Maybe give it 5-10 more minutes. I'm worried about Moody and Mackay in centre midfield as well. I would like to play them again on midweek, but we do have good options in central midfield. We are blessed in central midfield. Stones is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. I feel like all our back 4 are constantly 1 booking away from some kind of suspension, so nothing new there. Stone managed to hook it clear. Moody to Valentine, and yeah, Moliano, didn't really mention that one. A good finish from him there. I thought it was offside, if I'm totally honest. But he's been chipping away at the goals as and when he comes on, which is good effort from him. I think he's definitely one of those players that is probably under threat in the next season, maybe 2 seasons, depending on what youth comes through. Tommy Valentine plays a bit of a wicked ball out to Moliano, and he can't bring it down. Wolves look to go on the attack again, and it is the dangerous Braithwaite who he's looked pretty good this game. It's repelled, and Traore puts it over and wide. And let's have a look with 20 minutes left. What are we thinking for the midweek game? Mackay and Moody. I'm not sure anyone can play on the right. That's my issue with Rodriguez. Davenport, hopefully we can do the business early doors and give him a bit of a rest and get Lopez on. So Lopez, unfortunate not to come on, but again, we're kind of saving him in lieu of having to play up front for Davenport in the next game. Mackay, Mark, Traore, no thank you. No, not bothered about Max Kilman either. This has been, I mean, at 20 minutes, if you told me we were going to win this game 6-1, there's no way I'm believing you. But we've done it. A great result and really, really well played. That's kind of what we needed, isn't it? It's been coming, I think. It really, really has been coming. A bit of a drubbing. And again, we're going to try and sort our goal difference out, essentially, which now is kind of competing. We're one ahead of Liverpool, 5 and 6 behind Manchester United and Manchester City. So good result. Half job done in terms of this episode. Join me again in a few days' time, which will be just like that on the video. 2 things before the next game. This is our apparent golden generation, which, am I just expecting too much, or is it not really that great? Answers on a postcard, please, because yes, there's a couple of high star potentials there, but a generation, I'm not so sure. It does slightly worry me going forward. We are going to have to replace some of these players who just aren't making the grade. Players are going to get grumpy. Yeah, I was expecting a lot more. Don't be throwing around that term golden generation. And in more positive news, Manchester United were beaten. So the team talk for today is just don't mess this one up. Don't mess it up. So the home tie against West Ham United, who of course we beat earlier in the season. I think it was 7-2 in the end. We've gone with the same front four. Mackay and Moody still in that midfield. We've given Sabatier a rest and put Sullivan at right back. I don't think he had a great game defensively, especially that first half. But he is around, as is Valentine, to come in at centre midfield for any of those two who might be a bit leggy after playing a couple of days ago. Pegsy keeps his place at left back. And other than that, there's not any new team news. I did want to show you our 4th choice goalkeeper, who is now technically our 3rd choice goalkeeper, who today is our 2nd choice goalkeeper due to injuries and loans. But that's channel member Brandon Lees, who is potentially 5-star ability, so keeping an eye on him. One thing I will do is bring Futcher onto the bench. Bapty is back, but again, as you can see, he's struggling a little bit as well. So might bring him back in for the Brentford game, which is the FA Cup tie and will be the first game of the next episode. So make sure you tune in for that. We've got big expectations for that game. Not from us, from the board. And they've also got Danny Rose playing for them. Right, so let's go out there and finish off where we left off in the last game, because we were good. And let's try and psych the boys up, ready for another potentially big win. I'm hoping. Rodriguez has got a free kick early doors, and I'm a bit surprised that Fletcher wasn't taking that, considering he bagged last game. Declan Rice dispossesses Stone relatively easily there. We do win it back though, and the highlight looks like it might continue. Antonio picking up. It's a topsy-turvy highlight, and it's going to end up nowhere, isn't it? I'll never ever understand highlights like that. But yeah, essentially Rodriguez misses that free kick. And Naismith takes it down from the edge of the box, plays in Fletcher. The assistant linesman is running away, which means the goal will stand. And that puts us, 8-2 up on aggregate for West Ham games this season. Great little assist from Ryan Naismith there, doing what he does best, and a very, very defensive formation from West Ham. I guess you would probably expect that from them, given what happened last time. I don't think they're having the best of seasons, if I'm totally honest. And they do have a new manager. It's Michael O'Neill, I think. After David Moyes was sacked the day after after our win last time. And again, it's another rebound goal for Harchester. It's kind of what we do. 2 goals to the good, with a game in 3 days' time. So maybe one more before half time, and we'll start to consider things. Noble and Fornell's booked for them. Sullivan booked for us. Stone is still 1 booking away, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Rice have booked as well. So business as usual for us. That's 20 shots, no shots for West Ham. I'm not going to say there's room for improvement. Keep them nice and inspired, although that did work in the last game actually. I very unusually asked these guys for any kind of anything more than what they give, because they're not a very they're not a very strong-minded bunch. But it did work in the last game, so who knows? Maybe, again, they're showing a bit more character, like they have been doing, actually, over the last couple of weeks, last couple of games. Sullivan picks it up on the right-hand side. Rice has gone over to meet him, and is it going to be another red card? To go with the one from last game, obviously, not in this game. But yeah, Rice has been sent off for the 2nd game in a row. We are playing against 10 men. Now, do we drop it down or do we go for it? I would have liked another goal by now, if I'm totally honest, just to settle us. Nothing's a given. If this save has taught me anything. Rodriguez squares it to Davenport, is blocked, and Danny Rose puts it out for a corner. Let's see if nothing's paid dividends from those corner routines so far. Stone did score in the last game, but it was from a free kick. And it's time, I think, to take this down. I don't think they don't look like they're trying to win this game whatsoever. Who do we want playing in the next game? Essentially, Carl Fletcher is certain. Valentine might have to play centre midfield with Sabate, so I'd rather not bring any of those guys on. Let's give Lee Presley a run out in centre attack in midfield. Shadow striker as we play it. And again, Moliano is 2-star as inverted winger, so we'll leave him on that. Actually, I was about to change him over. And do we want to keep? Let's keep another substitute. Let's keep Davenport on. I am tempted to bring Fletcher on there, but we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of tired legs out there by the looks of things, especially in midfield. So I might be looking to do that instead. And it is Rodriguez who is injured. Luckily, we kept that substitute. In comes Lopez to play him from the right. He has played a couple of games up front this season and looked really good. Not so much from the right, but again, he gets a goal every now and then, which is fine. He can contribute out there with a couple of goals. That's all we can ask for. But yeah, the only dampener on that one then is that Rodriguez injury. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious, because we're not blessed with wingers in this squad. So Manchester United were beaten, so that puts us 4 points ahead of those guys. Liverpool are still to play, but we are currently 6 points ahead of them. So hopefully whoever they play, they don't do so well. And he is going to be out, confirmation there, of 2 to 3 weeks. We will let him miss the Brentford game, and we'll praise Fletcher again, because he has been in top form. So next episode, how's it looking? We do have that quarter-final against Brentford, which is in 4 days' time. And then we've got an away trip to Leeds. So thank you so much for tuning in for this episode, and please make sure you join me on the next episode. It should be great.